Hello everybody, and welcome to Monte Rico Gaming, the YouTube channel that just never quits. Now, I'm Monte here, and today, checking out a brand new game, the press copy that I got here called Citystate. It's actually just hit version 1.2.1, and just also dropped on the Mac. It's available on Steam for 15 bucks. What I want to do today is just drop right into a new game. We're going to go normal. We're going to go with the heat. Look at that. 128 by 120, that's massive. We do have the good CPU, GPU, and I'm going to load it up just for the new game, just so we can actually see how big this actually is. We got normal, which is a full game experience with politics and economics. You could go tycoon, which is just economics and no politics, which is kind of a fun, I like having the politics as well. Or you could go sandbox, unlimited money, no politics. We ain't doing that. We're going to go normal, star it up, do everything that the game has to offer. This is an old school style city builder, throwback to like early SimCity games, things like that. So we're still going to be managing our RCI, our residential, commercial, and industry. We can do that with our taxes and zoning, which is going to be quite cool. As you can see, it's going to be kind of a squared out grid here. And what I love is when you do this original map creation or a new game, you actually do get to do some, it brings you into a map creator. So, wow! The game that I have going that I'm going to be loading up and jumping into to show you some of the progress that I've done so far. I've played about, 90 minutes of the game so far. Is going to be a normal map. So this is the one that could be really stressful later on. But what's nice is you could say I want like no desert, I want low jungle, high forest, less water. We could say more mountains, and then say, if you can choose the continental type, island map, coastal map. Wow. Let's go with a coastal map, and we're going to generate a new map, reset all changes. So I like that this is here to start from, but back to where we were talking about the taxes, the RCI management, which we'll see. They do throw in the nice aspect of politics, so every once in a while you get some question, which either, depending on the choices that you make, it's either going to make you some money, increase stability, things like that. Anyway, here's our brand new coastal map. Look at that. So it adds a lovely coast here, but it doesn't shut the water out just there. It even allows a little lake action back here. Another cool thing is you can actually go in here, if I do remember correctly. Yes, I do. And we could actually go in without cost and build out the map exactly how you want. So if we wanted to turn this into a river here and make sure this all connects, we can do so. So that's all cool things that can be done here. And I do suggest doing this beforehand, because once you get in the game, yes, you can delete the mountains and you can delete the jungles and also the deserts, because you cannot build even roads on them without demolishing them. So those are things, if you do want to be a little, not so cheaty, but just kind of get an idea of what you'd like to do. I'm going to put a beachfront around here as well. So as you can see, look, when I hold down the left button, it's kind of separated. When I let go, it all kind of blends together. So I do like how they have that style blends together quite nicely. So they did a great job here. So I could start this game, go right here, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and exit back to the main map. And we're going to start a, just to get you started, normal, medium. I'll show you what a large looks like. You can actually make your flag. I thought that's kind of interesting. So if you're into your little pixel art, you could do something like that, or and do whatever you want. So it's pretty cool. We could do some weird little face like that, and then go next. So the nice thing is it's going to ask you some questions, since we're going the political direction as well. Like, how do you feel about humankind? Individual judgment, things like this. And this is going to help kind of guide your city. You know, we could say everyone, no, we want cooperative ownership. We want social ownership of the means of production. So it's telling you now that we're kind of more leaning towards a socialist democracy. We could do limited government powers, which kind of goes against everything. So we're going to actually not say that. We're going to say a powerful government controlled by the People's Assembly. And then you can even choose who do you want as your advisors. This is going to be kind of interesting because you can click on them throughout the game. I don't know if you've ever played any city-style games where you have advisors that'll give you tips based on this type of style. More freer markets and wealthier society. That's what we're going to go with, the Austrians as our advisory team, which is the opposite of what I'm actually doing in the later city that I will do. But we're going to go ahead and confirm it. Socialist democracy, a new state has been established. And here we go, folks, up top left. No new issues, but that's where we're going to be getting them. And by issues, I mean setting legislation for global, economic, health and education, welfare, and some environmental and transportation. So these will slowly pop up. Right now they're undisclosed. We can't do anything with them. As they happen, they will happen, and then we can actually go back and change them. You can actually change the immigration policy to allow more people to come in or not. It does affect your stability, so keep that in mind. No new buildings to build there, but we can do water placement. Like I said, now it costs the big money. All right. I actually want to head down. Oh, this is our new generated map. There's going to be forests, and we could add some farmland, which is pretty cool. We're going to want to do some of that. But first things first, let's build a road. Let's build it right up to the edge of the city. Build a connection for the neighbor with 500. Yes, and that's important. Why? So much to talk about. The R is right here. This is your low, medium, and high wealth residential. You have your commercial, insufficient, high residential demand. And your industrial is saying education is too low, but trade. Trade capacity. That went to 33 because we connected up with a neighbor. So if you want your industry to do well, you're gonna need that going on. Now, like some old style games, you're gonna have to deal with being close to a road. And you can also deal with the different zone amounts, low, medium, and high density. I'm just gonna throw low density stuff up for now. We've got residential, we have industrial. So for me, I'm gonna say let's build a little road. We are now a socialist welfare state. Oh my goodness, with 100 people. I'm gonna build the road out this way. So as I mentioned before, you can't click and grow on the industrial, or I mean on the jungles. We'd have to delete those, but we could build here. So we're gonna build 3 industrial zones, 1 commercial zone, already building on up. Residents are moving on in. It looks like they could say, hey, we want a few more. So we could do that. But the road is only 3 deep. So if I built a zone out here, they wouldn't be able to access the road. So you can actually see that by hitting the info button and mousing over. So road access, yes. So that's a thing to keep in mind. Plus when traffic gets bad, which on the bottom right you can click this traffic here, it'll turn red and you'll start seeing cars, and we can actually upgrade the roads if needed. And I haven't even messed with it, but there's a monorail, and you're going to use the port as a way to expand your a trade capacity as well. So lots of cool stuff. Now, first things first, we're going to want to try to start getting our expenses in order. You've noticed we have a quality of life. There's environmental, which is 100 out of 100, which is fantastic. But we're hurting on education, health, and security. So if I click on this budget, see, here's education. Here's healthcare. So if we put a little bit on this, it's going to start costing us some cash. So our cash flow is going to go down. But with that in mind, we have maxed out stability. So this is going to hurt, kind of just jacking these numbers up right now. But we need the sales tax. We need the residential tax and all that stuff, because we need to get our balance up. But once people move in, hopefully these numbers are going to start changing. Move in everyone over here like that. So like I said, it's about the balance, but you can kind of work your way from the top left around. We got our first legislation item, renewable energies. Should we encourage the use of renewable energies? That is the question. Now, if you click mark on these different things or checkbox them, you can actually see what is going to happen. Estimated approval would go up, but we're going to lose revenue. Right now, I don't want to kill our revenue anymore, and we can revote for this a little bit later. So let's subsidize the production of renewable energies when individuals or private companies are involved. Estimated approval, but look at that. No change in revenue. So no subsidies of any type of energy, which is too early in the game. We're not going to deal with that. But now we could always go back to renewable energies here, click something else, and make that change. But we're not going to do that. Oh, and actually, by clicking on it again, we have to revote, which is going to knock us down another 6 points, which is a little unfortunate. So good to know. This is new. Unemployment benefits. Let's see if we can earn the respect. Allowance of 50% of the last salary during 3 months. Wow. Let's go 75% while you can go look for a new job while you're unemployed. That's kind of really good for the middle class, but not so good for lower and upper class. You can see our demand here. And that's all right. I'm going to bring in more residents because that's how I want to do. Of the low density kind. And I would say we could even bring in another shop over there on the other side of the mountain. Pretty cool stuff. So this is how that basically runs. We do have a timer as far as if we want to bring the game speed up. And then last but not least, we do have bonds that we could take out. We have a AAA credit rating at the moment. We could also add some parks. Parks are going to be important if you'd like to up the land value. Bottom right, you can click on this land value and see where we're sitting by the different color coding. So if we go in here and add, say, another park, actually what I want to do is blow up that guy, put the park right up center, right there. And hopefully we'll start seeing some land value increase. If I go over the info button, we can actually see land value is 56 and their desired land value is -10. So we're definitely meeting the land value far and beyond what we need to. So I'm actually going to delete that. So we can build the road out this way and continue expanding like this. See? Coolly. Oh, would approve of what we got going on here. Very nice. Eventually we can get ski slopes and tourist stuff like beaches and reserves. So let's go ahead and load in Monteville in the future. Now what I've done here is this is the game that's been played for about an hour and a half. As you can see, traffic is real. Just dropped down my first set of medium density, and even some high density is going to start growing in on this square for residential. I thought that was pretty cool. Something I didn't talk about in the other map was that you do go out and prospect for materials and such. These things are a great way to create jobs. See, 191 employees. And then it's a good way to access certain industries, like we've got the refinery, we've got weapons plant, and we have the steel works. So there's some cool stuff to be building and growing. As you can see, you drive on in Monteville here, You could actually shoot off over to that gold mine, but we have some farming. Just put in a, whoa, just put in a beach. All right, so we got some nice commercial over here, beachfront commercial hangout, little tourist destination I'm trying to create. This is my first building, the only one I've ever unlocked. I got an official residence, and I chose to go with a nice little cozy cabin. Nothing too fancy. You can see some abandoned buildings here. That's not going well, but you can see the traffic is really building up, and that's already with the upgrades in the roads. So that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. My stability is quite low, as is my approval rating. I've been trying to boost that back up. Banks have to be certified by the government to operate. Wow, look at that. Banks are state-owned. Individuals and corporations can borrow money from the government. Look at that estimated revenue. That would be a good way if I needed the money. Banks have to be certified by the government to operate. I like that one. If I needed the money for my budget, which I'm doing, look at this, we're doing quite well. Excellent quality of life. I'm still thinking I could drop a little bit more down on security and justice. Education too low. Conditions are healthy. That's pretty nice. It's good to see. I got a bunch of farmland downtown in this area, which I'm not going to change. I don't think it's too much of a problem. You can see my land values. We got some nice looking green. It's not all purple and nasty like that other place. I'm actually going to get rid of some of this industry back here. And put in some farmland. Just looks a little bit nicer. And yeah, so as you can tell, this is a normal map. I still got a lot of room to work with. But just enjoying, kind of checking the game out so far. Wanted to give the first view of like everything I've experienced so far, but make sure you check out the game trailer on Steam as well. It shows even some further progression with more of like the advanced, some really cool tall buildings, more into the future. And let me know if you guys would like to see more of this on the channel, maybe even more of the building and playing out. Right now, I'm just letting the money come on in. I was thinking about, what to do around here. I was maybe going to bulldoze 1, 2, 3. Build this out this way. So you gotta get rid of the mountains and the jungles. But what I was hurting on here was the workforce. So I figured, if we get this going, throw down a park or two, and people are going to start moving in more. We have a total of, we're now the Liberal People's Republic, because that's the thing. We have 28K. I'd love to hit 30,000 people, and I think it's possible. I think we can nail that off. So also, I'd like to make a road over here. Let's see, I think, what happens if I try to build the road? We actually get a little bridge. All right. All right. Costs 100. First bridge I've ever built, so that's cool to see. I want to build straight up this way. I'm going to have to get rid of that, that. The trees will auto-destroy, but not the jungle. There we go. There we go. And what's great is I'm going to use these for parks. There we go. I'm going to do a low commercial there, and there. Drop down that, and that. And eventually I could probably do another layer up there. Like that. So that's all I do is I balance it, let some money roll in, kind of zone out. Don't keep building too fast. Let the zones build in. Let the place kind of balance out. We've still got our AAA rating. That's pretty cool. But right now I've really got to make sure that I'm watching all this approval and such. Ooh, gambling in casinos. Casinos are banned. Sports betting. All types of gambling is banned. People don't like much of this. Limited number of casinos and regular inspections. A little bit more money. No change to estimated approval. I like it. Wonder if it's going to affect crime and the likes. But with that extra income, I'm going to spend it. Actually, I'm going to bring everything to 40. I want to see if we can really tap these out. Everyone's pretty happy here. Education is too low and conditions are healthy. Okay, I see it goes green, red. How's our trade? Our trade was not good, so then I built in 2 harbors over here. Oh no, I got 3 of them now. I don't know if I like this one. But we're going to need it. We're going to need it. I like having the extra capacity just in case. 29,992. I want my 30,000 goal. Folks, that's what we're going for. Come on now. There we go. 30,000. Excelente. We even have one of our first oh, no, not so skyscraperish, but first larger building was going on. Let's get rid of that. So anyway, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Something a little bit new? Something a little bit different? I like, it's like new but old. I dig it. I dig it. There's no elevations, like there's mountains, but you don't build up on any different styles of elevation. That could be something cool in a future edition or something. But I'm glad to hear that this game is also out on Mac. I know there's a lot of Mac users as well. Always looking for fun new games. So you guys let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of the game if you pick it up? And also let me know if you'd like to see more of this on the channel in the future. But shout out again for just tuning in. And make sure you all have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, wonderful week. Whatever time of day it is for you, wherever you happen to be, make it fantastic. And you guys take care. Peace.